Tacoma had another successful Pride celebration.
National Night Out is on the horizon.
And we've got tips for staying cool in the summer heat.
All that and more coming up next on Tacoma Report. Hello, I'm Angie Foster.
And I'm Laura Proctor. Welcome to this edition of Tacoma Report. The weather in the Puget Sound area has been amazing for the last couple of weeks, but as the summer days heat up, it's important to beat the heat. There are several ways people can stay cool and avoid overheating.
So in extreme heat, your body temperature consistently rises, and that could cause you to get a heat rash or heat exhaustion. And if you don't manage that, it can go into heat stroke. So therefore, we're asking people to be very vigilant for the young, the elderly, and people with medical conditions to make sure they stay cool, they get hydrated, find any kind of location that has air conditioning, a public facility, friends, family that have cooler homes, and put sunscreen on.
For information about beating the heat, as well as fire safety in and around your home, check out the fire department's blog.
Summer is also a great time to spruce up the neighborhood, and the 2018 Community Cleanup Program is more than halfway done. Residents throughout Tacoma have taken advantage of the annual program to clean out tires, broken appliances, furniture, and more.
The origin of cleanups is really so that we can keep the neighborhoods clean. It's not necessarily for folks to empty out their houses and do their spring cleaning. It's so that they don't put that stuff on the streets or in the alleys. And so it's to actually clean the whole neighborhood up. And it does, it's to improve the city, right? That's what we want to do, is we want to have a clean city, we want to have a safe city. And so that really is the reason we do cleanups.
For more information about the program and the remaining dates, visit the program page. Year-round, Tacoma Solid Waste customers can use their 2 free call to hauls by calling Tacoma Solid Waste Management. You can schedule the curbside pickup of up to 15 boxes or bags of small or medium-sized household items and 3 large items like appliances, or to schedule a self-haul for no charge. Customers are eligible for the program as part of their residential garbage service rates.
Call to Haul could be a great conversation starter at your neighborhood block party. National Night Out is right around the corner on August 7th. To find out where your block party will be this year or to register your party, visit Safe Streets online. The annual event encourages neighbors to meet to help prevent crime. Join your neighbors during the free Click mobile movie nights and enjoy some great movies under the stars. Moana will be shown on July 28th during Ethnic Fest at Tacoma's Wright Park. The Click mobile movie screen travels to North Tacoma's Council Park on August 3rd with the hit Peter Rabbit. And on August 4th, the animated hit Coco will be shown at Cirque Park and University Place. Movies start at sunset. Don't forget to bring your lawn chairs, blankets, and your favorite snacks. When we come back from the break, we'll be joined by a member of the city's Community Economic and Development Department.
And we're going to learn about the Neighborhood Innovative Grant Program. Stay with us. Through the city's 2018 Neighborhood Innovative Grant Program, community groups in Tacoma receive grant funding supporting neighborhood improvement activities or projects. Here to tell us more about it is Program Manager Sherry Hart. Welcome to the show, Sherry.
Hi, great to be here.
Thank you. So can you share with us, for those that may not know, what is an innovative grant?
Well, simply, an innovative grant is a funding opportunity where inspired citizens in Tacoma can have an opportunity to make a difference in their neighborhood.
Awesome. How many projects or activities have been funded this year?
There were several applications. Currently, what we have funded is a total of 22. There is still a little funding available in a couple of neighborhoods, so that'll probably go up to about, maybe 25 by the end of the year. But I think that's a lot of engaged citizens willing to step up to make a difference.
That's awesome. So can you share with us some examples of some of these activities or projects?
I think some of the great projects that are happening this year, I think that really make a difference because there's things that the city themselves would never do. Is there's a small new local radio station, and this grant funding allows them to provide training to community groups so that they can do their own programming to get their messages out to the community and to connect with their community. And I think that's a great project. And also on the east side, there's a group that's getting together to create several of the little free libraries. And in addition to finding hosts for those libraries, they're also going to work with local artists to embellish them. And so it'll not only be the library part of it, but little pieces of art through their community, which I just think is a beautiful way to enhance your neighborhood. And then there's a new project down on the Esplanade, a summer concert series to help activate the amphitheater down there by Albers. Wow. And so when it comes to events, we don't fund them long term, but we will fund them, kind of one time. All the projects are one-time funding. But I just think that's a great way for somebody inspired to create some, music and magic in their neighborhood to have a funding pathway to do that. And then another one that's just really, I think, sort of basic but exciting is there's a West End community group that's gotten together just to do at least 10 litter cleanups. On the West End. And so it might not even be on their street, but the Innovative Grants help them buy the tools and the safety equipment for them to be out on the streets and the sidewalks and just cleaning up their litter to make it better. And those are just some of the examples of the way that neighbors, residents just get creative and they see an issue or a way they want to enhance their neighborhood and have an opportunity to do that.
That's awesome. So Sherry, you are really, really passionate about this program. What do you love about it? What are some things that you just really enjoy about what you do?
I think primarily it's just the opportunity to engage with the community and find out what their concerns are. I mean, often it's potholes, but those are being addressed by Public Works. But I think this is just such a creative, it's just finding out how many people in Tacoma have very creative solutions to either address a problem or just engage with their neighbors or make things better. And this program just provides them a direct pathway because oftentimes funding can be a barrier. So the grant usually is between $500 to $8,000, and there's a lot that can be done with a little money. There's some amazing projects that are happening for under $1,000. And so I just like that the community engagement, sensing their inspiration, and then I actually have an opportunity to see or attend some of the events, and it's just very inspiring. So I love being inspired by the community I live in.
I can tell. Well, Sherry, thank you for taking the time to be with us today, and thank you for all of the great work that you and your team are doing behind the scenes. It's pretty awesome.
You're very welcome. Thank you for the opportunity to talk about it.
You're welcome. For Neighborhood Innovative Grant Program related questions, contact Sherry Hart in the Community and Economic Development Department. After a short break, we'll find out about the latest scam alert from Tacoma Public Utilities. Stay with us.
Tacoma Public Utilities is reminding customers to remain vigilant for calls from scammers, threatening customers over the phone with having their services cut off unless they make an immediate payment because of a delinquent bill. They insist on a prepaid card or cash. In some cases, customers have been asked to meet someone. Tacoma Public Utilities never insists on immediate payment and provides plenty of written notice if there is a delinquent bill. In recent weeks, TPU has been flooded with calls from people posing as utility representatives. Insisting on meeting a utility worker with the payment is a new and potentially dangerous spin on an old scam. If you are contacted, hang up and call TPU immediately or check your account at mytpu.org/myaccount.
Remember taking a field trip during your elementary school years? Often the lessons learned away from the classroom are the ones that make the strongest impression. For decades, Tacoma Power has been providing such experiences for youngsters as they learn about electricity and the environment. John Phillips has more.
It's field trip day for fourth graders of Tacoma's Sherman Elementary School.
The second bus is bus 2. That's one that's going to the powerhouse. So
Tacoma Power staff is preparing to show them where their electricity comes from.
Oh my gosh. So welcome to the base of Alder Dam and Alder Powerhouse.
For 80 Sherman students, teachers, and escorts, this trip to the Nisqually River Project culminates a study on renewable energy and climate change.
Force of the water spins the turbine, spins the shaft, which spins the generator. See, this one here can produce 25 megawatts.
You know, we're very fortunate to be able to come out here and the kids can see the scale of a real dam, because you just can't get that from a video or a book.
When these machines are running at full capacity, it's moving about 2,000 cubic feet per second of water. So that would fill up your gymnasium in about 6 seconds.
With tight school budgets, funding regular learning experiences like this in the field gets more challenging every year.
Well, this is the deepest part of the lake right here. We're talking over 300 feet deep.
Tacoma Public Utilities supports public, private, and even home school groups through its HydroVenture curriculum. Leading classroom outreach with about 100 school visits a year is Randy Stearns, who says the utility views these students as future ratepayers and potential employees that could get a jump on learning the science, technology, engineering, and math skills they'll need for a career.
We're trying to do that on a larger scale at Tacoma Public Utilities with all of our divisions, Tacoma Power, Tacoma Water, Tacoma Rail, where we can not only talk about the services we provide, but we can actually talk about the people delivering those services and how, if it is something that attracts your attention, you can follow that.
Sherman's fourth graders leave with a better understanding about the science of hydropower, something they and their families use every day.
Say goodbye to Alder Dam.
Nearly 2,500 school children and people from community groups will tour one of Tacoma Power's 4 hydroelectric projects this year. The tours are a community service scheduled by request and staff availability.
I think you have more responsible citizens. You have people who respect the work that's done. They'll respect the environment if they're actually realizing the work that's done to protect it in order for us to get the resources, in this case electricity.
For Tacoma Report, I'm John Phillips.
Tacoma Public Utilities also provides education outreach for its other divisions to provide understanding about such things as using water wisely and being safe around train tracks.
Tacoma Water customers are receiving some good news about the water they rely on each day. Tacoma Water's annual water quality report is being sent out this month to each customer, household, or business being served. The report details test results that show our filtered water supply is clean and healthy. The report also provides an update on Tacoma Water's long-range planning to keep the water source clean, reliable, and able to meet future demands. About 330,000 people are served directly by Tacoma Water. The utility also supplies water to communities in South King County. Want to learn more about sustainability? Then check out the Sustainability Speaker Series, which features presentations related to Tacoma's vision of healthy and environmentally sustainable community. Speaker topics include your changing climate, food too good to waste, electric vehicles, and more. This series was designed to be viewed online at your own pace or presented at events or group meetings. Visit the city's site to schedule a presentation today.
It's still a month or so until football gets into full swing, but some Tacoma high school kids recently got a chance to sharpen their skills, thanks to an amazing camp put on by Tacoma native and current Atlanta Falcons cornerback Desmond Trufant. The 4th annual Desmond Trufant competition camp, which was free, was open to kids entering grades 9 through 12. It was held at Wilson High School, which just happens to be Desmond's alma mater. And it's designed to help kids with techniques like passing and catching a football, and also develop their running skills. Desmond and his family developed the Trufant Family Foundation, whose goal is to help youth and their families in the Tacoma area.
It's just good just to get the kids out here running and competing. This is my 4th year doing this. The theme of it is competition, you know, so I just want the kids to come out here, have fun, got a lot of free stuff to give to them, and just, you know, touch the community a little bit. I'm just teaching them basic fundamentals, and then I'm just trying to instill in them the competition part, you know. It's a competitive world out there, not just in sports, but, you know, with anything you do. So that's really what I'm trying to instill in them.
Desmond was able to have several other NFL players, both from the Falcons and other locals who are in the NFL, help out at this year's camp.
I think it's big for the city of Tacoma, to get the youth involved, get them in that competitive spirit, also, get some of the NFL local guys to come out and help and, teach them. For me, I'm going to work on hand-to-hand combat, just the fundamentals of football. We're going to get them competing towards the end, but, I want to see what type of shape they're in and, just get them started early. It's important to me, it's important, for the city and for these kids that they, have mentors in the community and have, professional athletes in the community that come back, and work with them. I think that's big.
Laura can give us some insight on one of those NFL players that was helping out.
You just saw my little brother, Xavier Cooper, who plays for the New York Jets, helping out at the camp this year. X loves coming back and helping out with the kids.
I love that. Well, when you say little, like 6'4" and 300 pounds little?
Well, maybe I should say my little big brother.
Well, what a great experience for these kids to learn from the very best.
Well, don't go away. We have more Tacoma Report coming up right after this. The City of Tacoma recently completed a domestic violence assessment to identify resources, understand how victims receive referrals, and assess the community's need.
During the 2016 discussion with Council for the biennium for the 17-18, we found that domestic violence was one of the leading causes for homelessness. And so at that time, City decided to actually do an in-depth assessment for domestic violence to actually see any other root causes or anything else that might be the reason why people are experiencing homelessness. What we did find is domestic violence also is in the middle of gang reduction or in gangs. It's also found in human trafficking, and it's a leading causes for a lot of things that make people homeless. The city currently right now invests about $1.2 million in several programs to actually raise awareness for domestic violence, to actually provide safety plans, to provide legal advocacy, and various supports for residents to help reduce domestic violence.
For more information about domestic violence and for information about resources and services, visit the city's website.
Dogs are important members in a lot of families, but in addition to providing enjoyment and just having them around, there are some dogs that help improve the quality of life and give independence to those in need. Lane Fickey has this report on a local group which plays a vital role for individuals partnered with assistance dogs.
The Assistance Dog Club of Puget Sound is a peer support group that provides education and support to people that are partnered with an assistance dog. They also help to inform the public about these amazing animals. The group gets together once a month to talk about everything from training tips to legal issues that affect both the dogs and their handlers. At this gathering, the topic was on some new airline rules affecting service dogs on airplanes.
But the airlines have been given latitude. They have to follow the rules as written by the Air Carrier Access Act. But they have been given latitude of what they will and won't allow on their planes.
This group has been a nonprofit organization since 2000. There are currently 26 members, but there have been as many as 50. These dogs provide a variety of functions. Some help hearing-impaired people. Others are emotional support animals. There are dogs that help with autism. Others are there for visual support. And some that help with stability issues. Those involved with this group feel the club plays a vital role on several different fronts.
We think to the service dog community, it's a must, because what I found when I first started the club was that people were isolated. If they had a problem with their dog or a problem with access in the community, they had no one to talk to. And this gives people a chance to meet with other people with service dogs, to become much more aware of other disabilities and things that service dogs can work for. It also provides an outlet where we have enough people to go out and educate.
Field trips and activities are a big part of this organization, like going to fire stations, malls, and other public locations. These not only help the dogs and their owners become familiar with different surroundings, it also provides educational opportunities for those they come in contact with. In addition to helping people who rely on their dogs for everyday life, this club is also a benefit to those people who train assistance dogs.
This club gives me a different perspective than Canine Companions for Independence. Canine Companions raises labs and Goldens. This club has all sorts of different dogs. They're typically owner trained, some are professionally trained. It gives me experience working with people with a variety of disabilities and a variety of dogs. Gives my dogs a chance to be around different sized dogs and different types of dogs.
There is not another assistance dog club in the state of Washington that I'm aware of. It's just, the first one that I knew about was in California, and it has since disbanded, but I just thought that this was a good idea, that peer support is so important, and this was a way of having it happen.
A unique aspect is that you don't have to have an assistance dog to be a member of this club. People who are family members or caregivers of people with service dogs are also encouraged to become a part of this organization. For Tacoma Report, I'm Lane Fickey.
To find out more information, go to the Assistance Dog Club of Puget Sound website. Monthly meetings are held at Tacit on 19th Street in Tacoma. Tacit stands for Tacoma Area Coalition of Individuals with Disabilities. Another successful Pride Festival recently wrapped up in Tacoma. Thousands of people attended the many activities celebrating the LGBTQ community. One of the main highlights of the week was the street fair that flowed along the Pacific Avenue corridor. Arts and crafts, vendors, entertainment, and of course food were in ample supply for this free, all-ages event. The Pride Festival takes place each year during the month of July. In addition to the street fair, there was also an awards presentation for those who've supported the LGBTQ community, as well as theatrical presentations, a volleyball tournament, and after-hours block party. The celebration gets bigger and better each year, and organizers say they are already preparing for the 2019 Tacoma Pride Festival.
Happy Pride!
And finally, Tagro is back in business after the facility, located at the Central Wastewater Treatment Plant, closed to customers for product pickup. For a short time, the demand for Tagro products surpassed the available supply. But those times have passed, and the Tagro facility is now open to the public with limited quantities available for pickup. By the bucket or truckload, Tagro customers say their gardens grow faster, lawns grow thicker, and trees grow taller. Call to place an order or visit the Tagro site for more information. That's all the time we have on this edition of Tacoma Report.
A great way to find out about the services the City of Tacoma has to offer is by going to cityoftacoma.org. Until next time, I'm Angie Foster.
And I'm Laura Proctor. Thanks for watching.